Hello, good evening. My name is Indah Yuni. I'm from class 3C. My the last friend VM are 074. Now I want to retell the story Caliver. King Theodore was trapped in the room. Caliver has a silly way to save King Theodore. Caliver has taken off his clothes and used his urine to put out the fire. The king was grateful to Caliver for saving him, and he celebrated the day by having dinner. In the evening, the king and queen asked Caliver, "Are you from a forbidden island?" Caliver was confused by the question, and finally Caliver explained that he is from the New York City, and he is hometown, and he is brave hero, a man named Lemuel Caliver. He has worked from his side as a mail carrier in a media company. He has worked for 10 years, but he was never promoted in the company. One day, he fell in love with Retteling, Ritter Silverman, who worked in the same company as him. He tried to get closer to Darcy, but he felt didn't deserve Darcy because he was just a lowly employee in the office. Every day he looked away the clothes to Darcy, until in the end he tired become traveling. Right, but he had trouble when he wrote his first article. His brain was confused and ran out the idea. Finally, he occurred to him a copy and Pastor Solomon L. article and show it to Darcy because article was a good. Darcy has credit to Caliver and Dusty suggested frequent picnics so that he could be inspired to read article. What I don't know go into Caliver mind to decide to travel to the Bermuda Triangle. The journey to get there very boring, but he spent time reading the magazine until he fell asleep. Without him realizing, Caliver was already in the middle of a frenzy and high waves, and the boat headed for a very big whirlpool. It was not long before the Caliver was sucked in. The next day, Caliver woke up and was stranded on the beach. He could not move his legs and arms. Suddenly, a group of men approached Caliver. One of the men introduced himself as General Edward, the commander of the troop in the land of the Lilliput. The man said Caliver was arrested to trying to enter the country. Caliver panicked and frightened to see the draft human, but he tried to escape, but was easily captured. Caliver is arrested and imprisoned in Caliver, located in a desert island. But it turned out that it not alone. He then gets acquainted with another imprisoned inmate named Horatio. Horatio is imprisoned by Richard for fall in love with a doctor, marry with Caliver. Thing is a very silly reason. Horatio explained that is in the country, a person who fall in love of the member royal family will be considered a crime and should be punished severely because Edward's Caliver body took advantages to the opportunity to pull the fleet, but not longer after, a bell was heard signaling an attack from the next country. The next country, namely the Bradfordshire, State Edward ran as fast as possible. The fire as a location of the fire and the burn was the royal castle. After Caliver came his senses, he thought that he had returned to the normal world. It turned out that he was in a very terrible place. The little girl called Caliver and entered him into the dollhouse and played with him every day. Caliver was scared and he felt tired to follow the young girl's orders. Returning in the land of Lilliput, it turned out that Darcy is also stranded there. Finally, he was called for Edward, who chooses it all and planned to go to the Forbidden Island to tell Caliver. He tired to get Princess Mary to go with him. But Mary refused to fight that Edward will hurt his father and mother who are in a passion. Horatio manager who reached the Forbidden Island and tell Caliver that Darcy was also stranded was captured by Caliver. Caliver is sad and sorry to Darcy. It turned out that Darcy is far away from New York to meet with her. Horatio continues to convince Caliver to be brave and confident to save from Horatio's side is true. Caliver doesn't want two women fall in love to be hurt by Edward. The boat finally returned to the land of Lilliput and as soon as possible met Darcy in person. On this occasion, Caliver apologized of his stupid behavior and said honestly, and that's all. This time, he had like Darcy and was willing to do anything to be close to him. Hear the word of Caliver, Darcy, Lulu, and forgive him. And he asks what we do know in order to have a Lilliput kingdom. Caliver has an idea, and his time won't to be over anymore. He again challenged Edward and his robot to a match. He trusts Isabel to fight Edward, but a robot has a lot of weapons. Seeing Caliver defeat, Helcher the kid to get into the robot and tries to turn off the electric inside. The king finally decides to vote for Caliver without thinking Caliver accept the king over. With the help of the Caliver Corcolo, manages to talk to Dr. Mary at one find the Caliver cell phone and Caliver is very happy that his phone he has been found. Suddenly, Caliver phone rang and that it turned out to be from a call because already to know that Caliver copied someone article and caused Darcy to be angry to the office. Hearing that the Caliver was said, the next day Caliver continued to the conference Theodore that Caliver should be as soon as possible. But Theodore Mala appointed Caliver to be the world captain of the city. Finally, Edward became angry. Edward made the robot to be able to fight Caliver, and Edward manager this fight Caliver. Caliver finally sent to the Forbidden Island. Caliver used the opportunity line, counter-attack, and finally manager to defeat the robot Edward, saying Harry should be very. Princess Mary fall in love with him even more, and the king Theodore gave blessing to both of them to marry. The Lilliput Kingdom manager.
Kok ngomong sih?
I think that's all. Thank you for your nice attention and see you.